One of the 5 pillars of Islam is fasting in Ramadan. Fasting is the worship performed by refraining from eating or drinking before the sun rises until the sun sets. What is the ruling of fasting? In the Quran it is said, "O believers, fasting is prescribed for you, as it was for those before you, so perhaps you will become mindful of Allah." It is an obligatory worship like prayer, pilgrimage and zakat. For whom is fasting obligatory? For a person to be obligated to fast, he must meet 3 conditions. These are, number 1, being a Muslim, number 2, being sane, and number 3, having reached the age of puberty. What are the duties of fasting? Firstly, one needs to make an intention to fast. They need to abstain from things that break the fast during the period from dawn to sunset. But what if we forgot to make intentions at night in Ramadan? What should we do then? Waking up for sahur is equivalent to an intention. Going to bed with the intention of fasting is also considered an intention. In short, even if we forget to make an intention verbally, it is still valid. In what situations is fasting not allowed? In the Quran it is commanded, "O believers, fasting is prescribed for you, as it was for those before you, so perhaps you will become mindful of Allah." Fast a prescribed number of days, but whoever of you is ill or on a journey, then let them fast an equal number of days after Ramadan. For those who can only fast with extreme difficulty, compensation can be made by feeding a needy person for every day not fasted. But whoever volunteers to give more, it is better for them, and to fast is better for you if only you knew. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 183 to 184. Illness. A person who is worried about the increase or prolongation of their illness when fasting, and people who have difficulty in fasting due to their illness, are allowed not to fast during the month of Ramadan. They may fast after they get well. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. Fasting may not be allowed during pregnancy and breastfeeding. The missed days are then made up for after this period is over. Working in difficult and grueling jobs. A person who is afraid of harming his health if he fasts may not fast. Those who are in this situation should make up for the fast that they cannot keep on the days they are off work or at other appropriate times. Old age. The people who are too old to fast do not fast. They are not obliged to do it later either. Instead, a sum of money is given, or a ransom. Is it obligatory to make up for fasts that cannot be kept due to an excuse in Ramadan, and is the intention of these fasts the same as in Ramadan fasting? Ramadan fasting is obligatory for every Muslim, and it is also obligatory for those who cannot hold it due to an excuse to make up for it. One cannot make an intention for liability and penance fasts after Fajr, that is the time of Imsak. What is ransom, or fidya? The powerless and old people who cannot afford to fast, and the sick who have no hope of recovery, give a ransom for each day of Ramadan. The amount of the ransom is exactly the same as sadaqah-e-fitr. These ransoms can be given at the beginning, during, or at the end of Ramadan. People in this situation, if they cannot give the ransom, ask Allah's forgiveness. Elderly people who cannot afford to fast, and patients who do not have hope of recovery should make up for the fast they failed to do if they are able to do so in the future. The ransoms they have given before are no longer valid. They are considered futile donations as their excuses also become invalid. What is penance? It is a punishment for breaking the fast in Ramadan without any valid excuse. It means fasting 2 lunar months, or exactly 60 days in a row, to make up for 1 day's broken fast. Also, a broken fast must be made up. People who do not fast during Ramadan fast only for the day they do not fast, but they cannot benefit from the blessings of Ramadan. They only get the reward of those who fulfill what is obligatory. They cannot achieve the same reward. If the needle has a nutritive aspect, such as a serum, it will invalidate the fast. If it is not nutritious but only therapeutic, the fast is not broken. Things that break the fast and do not require penance are eating things such as raw rice, plain flour, plain dough, cotton and paper, which are not customary things to be eaten, to swallow things such as stone, earth, iron, gold and silver, the ingestion of water in the stomach by mistake, except for when making wudu, and eating and drinking when the time of imsak has come, but assuming it has not yet come and breaking one fast by thinking that it has happened even though it is not yet iftar. So what did the Prophet do while fasting? What are the sunnahs of fasting? He would eat the sahur meal by delaying it and interrupting his sleep. He would break his fast before praying Maghrib prayer with dates or water. He continued eating after praying. Giving alms before iftar in Ramadan, to be in itikaf in the last 10 days of Ramadan, and not using the miswak in the afternoon. Taraweeh prayer has a special importance in Ramadan. Regarding the Taraweeh prayer, our Prophet, peace be upon him, said, according to the narration of Abu Hurairah, whoever performs the Taraweeh prayer by believing in the virtues of Ramadan and expecting his reward from Allah, his past sins will be forgiven. By performing the Taraweeh prayer, we ensure that our past sins are forgiven. How many rakahs of Taraweeh prayers did the Prophet perform? There are many rumours about this, different numbers are said. During the period of Umar radiallahu anh, 20 rakahs were performed in congregation together with the companions. This settled in time amongst the Islamic world, with Muslims praying 20 rakahs Taraweeh prayers in congregation. However, it should also be stated that since the Taraweeh prayer is a supererogatory worship, it is not considered as obligatory. For this reason, if the Taraweeh prayer is performed 8, 10, 12, 16 or 18 rakahs at home due to tiredness, busyness or similar reasons, the sunnah will be fulfilled relatively, but it is better to try to join the congregation.